Hi, my name is Kris. I'm a mental health counselor with Progressive Rehabilitation Associates, and today we're going to go on a mindful walk together. First, a short definition of mindfulness. I like to think of mindfulness as being in the present moment with non-judgmental awareness. Mindful walking gives us a chance to practice being mindful by using our senses, experiencing the physical feelings of walking, and noticing the different senses as we walk. And as our mind wanders, which it inevitably does, we can bring our attention back to our senses. Let's begin. In the pause before the walk, take a moment to set your intention to be mindful, and if your attention wanders, gently bring it back to the mindful walk. Then decide how you'd like your hands. Some people like to place them on their belly, some people like them on their hips, and some people like to dangle them at their sides. Do whatever makes you feel the most comfortable for this. You can walk mindfully inside or outside, around your living room, where there's a chair available for taking breaks. You can walk mindfully in the parks or in the hiking trails. You can practice this skill pretty much wherever you are. As you begin walking, start at a slow, comfortable pace and allow yourself to notice the feeling of walking in your feet. Notice what it feels like as each foot lifts and each foot falls. Notice what the ground feels like underneath your shoes, maybe the texture or warmth of your sock if you're wearing them, your foot moving around or not moving around inside of your shoe. Let yourself notice your ankles, your knees, how your hips and back move when you walk, and even what your arms and shoulders are doing. As you're doing this, if you come to an intersection or a place where there might be cars, make sure you look both ways, using your sense of sight to make sure that you're safe. Continue noticing what it feels like to walk. Something we do out of habit, and sometimes we don't notice it. Let yourself notice your breathing, and let your breathing guide you about whether you want to go faster, slower, or maintain the same pace. Then let your attention shift to the sense of sight. Notice things that are close to you, and notice things that are far away. If you're in your house, things that are close to you might be the closest walls, and things that are far away might be the furthest walls or windows, or even what's outside the window. If you're walking in your neighborhood, what's close to you might be the closest trees or homes or apartments, and what's far away might be even more trees or clouds or mountains. Take a moment to notice signs of the season that you're in right now. Right now I'm in the season of spring. You can see all the different colors on the trees as they're blossoming. And then bring your attention back to the physical sensation of walking. Again, noticing what it feels like to lift each foot, the right foot and the left foot. Notice what it feels like as you put each foot down. And then shift your attention to your sense of sound. Wherever you are, what do you hear? I hear the birds in the sky, probably coming up north from the long cold winter. I hear cars in the distance. If you're in your house and there's children around, you might hear children laughing or not laughing. You might hear the sounds of a TV or radio, in the room you're in or in another room. Sometimes we hear the sounds of traffic, the sounds of emergency vehicles, all sorts of different sounds. When we're being mindful, our goal is to notice them, let them come into our awareness, let them leave our awareness, not judging them as good or bad. They simply are what's happening on our walk. And then take a moment to bring your attention back to what it feels like to be walking. Again, noticing your feet, legs, hips. Notice your back, shoulders and arms. Notice your breath. Then bring your attention to your sense of smell. Are you inside the house? Maybe dinner is cooking? Are you outside and maybe you can smell the grass or the blossoms on the trees? Notice what you can smell. And then bring your attention back to the physical sensation of walking. Notice again your hips and your feet, how they're all working together. And sometimes not. Notice if you need to sit down and take a break, or if your body wants to continue. I'm going to turn around on my walk, wander back to the other side of the street. Take a moment to notice your sense of touch. Notice what the air feels like around you, if it's warm or cold. Notice if you can feel a breeze or if the air is still. Notice if there's a gentle wind or a strong wind, depending where you're walking. And then again, bring your attention back to the physical sensation of walking. Notice each foot lifting and falling. Maybe allowing yourself to be really intentional about placing the foot on the ground, starting with the heel, rolling through to the toes. And as you do that, notice what's happening in your knees, in your hips, in your low back. As we change how we walk, all of our body adjusts to support us. And now that you've been walking for a while, notice how your breath feels. Has it gotten a little bit quicker as you've done this? Have you been able to listen to your body and take breaks if you needed to? We're going to take a moment here to pause and bring ourselves to stillness so we can end our practice. It's always nice to have a beginning and an ending to a mindfulness practice, to reflect on what we noticed, what thoughts came up and tried to distract us, and were we able to bring our attention back to our walking or our senses, or did we follow the thought trail? Both can happen. Our goal is to let things happen and not judge them. Thank you so much for joining me on the Mindful Walk today. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.